Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. Well, despite calls for his resignation, President Trump is making it clear he has no plans to call it quits. In fact, he's expected to spend his final days touting his legacy, including a trip to the border. This as pressure mounts for him to leave his office now. NBC's Kristen Welker has the latest.
A defiant President Trump traveling to Texas to tout what he considers a key accomplishment, the border wall, as Democratic leaders are expected to deliver an ultimatum today to Vice President Pence, invoke the 25th Amendment to remove the president from power by tomorrow, or they'll begin impeachment proceedings.
I think every day he's in office, he remains a real and present danger to the country. We need to do what's within our power, and impeachment is within our power.
The vice president, seen arriving at the White House Monday, is said to oppose invoking the 25th Amendment, making impeachment more likely. A senior administration official telling NBC News the president met Pence in the Oval Office Monday evening and had a good conversation. It's the first time they've spoken since before the attack on the Capitol. On Monday, Democrats introduced a single article of impeachment that could be voted on as early as Wednesday. It accuses President Trump of, quote, inciting violence against the government of the United States.
We have to stand up to this man who incited a violent riot at our nation's capital. It was a massive humiliation to our nation. It had a lot of people die.
More than 210 House Democrats support impeachment, but so far there is not broad support among Republicans, many arguing the step would further divide Americans.
The Democrats are going to try to remove the president from office just 7 days before he's set to leave anyway. I do not see how that unifies the country.
But not every Democrat is on board with impeachment.
I think this is so ill-advised for Joe Biden to be coming in, trying to heal the country, trying to be the president of all the people when we're going to be so divided and fighting again.
With the prospect of President Trump's Senate trial stretching into his presidency, Joe Biden says he hopes the Senate can juggle it and his agenda.
Can you go half day on dealing with the impeachment and half day getting my people nominated and confirmed in the Senate? That's my hope and expectation.
Now, this morning, President Trump answered reporters' questions for the first time since the violence at the Capitol last Wednesday, in which he said his remarks to supporters at the rally ahead of the Capitol breach were, quote, totally appropriate. Now, Minority Leader and Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy told colleagues yesterday President Donald Trump bears some responsibility for Wednesday's riots at the Capitol. That's according to NBC News. The call was with House Republicans. Congressman McCarthy had not placed any blame for the deadly riot on the president prior to yesterday's call. McCarthy also did not rule out supporting a motion to censor Trump for his actions, according to the report. McCarthy still opposes impeaching Trump, saying in a letter sent to the GOP House colleagues yesterday that it would have the opposite effect of bringing our country together. And this comes as some are assigning partial responsibility to McCarthy himself for the violent riots at the U.S. Capitol. One local chapter of an organization known as Indivisible is working to remove McCarthy from office. In one day, they've raised almost $2,000 to campaign against his re-election. Since the congressional vote last Wednesday, 17 News has repeatedly contacted Representative McCarthy for an on-camera response to the criticism. He has not responded directly, but has released a series of statements. You can read those in full on our website, KGET.com. Just click on the hot link icon. And the Kern Democratic Party is also calling on Congressman McCarthy to resign. They released a statement yesterday that says in part, quote, we have repeatedly called on Congressman McCarthy to abandon this type of dangerous rhetoric and acknowledge the results of the presidential election. Instead, he doubled down on his efforts to prevent the certification of the election. As the House Republican leader and a Trump loyalist, his words carry weight with the people who attack the Capitol. And you may remember yesterday we asked, should Kevin McCarthy resign following Wednesday's riot at the Capitol? With a record-breaking 6,300 of you voting in our 17 interactive feedback poll, 67% of voters said he should resign. 33% said no. And a former candidate for the 34th Assembly District seat is out of jail this morning following her arrest for trespassing at Congressman McCarthy's Bakersfield office yesterday.
Kevin McCarthy doesn't represent me. He doesn't represent you. Kevin McCarthy don't care about us. And I know they call the cops, and I don't care. I ain't leaving. I'm not leaving. Not until he resigns.
You may recall Democrat Julie Solis lost to incumbent Republican Vince Fong in November. She received over 68,000 votes in the last election. Now, she live streamed the incident on her Facebook page. She was arrested at McCarthy's office on Empire Drive, booked on charges of trespassing and refusing to leave the property. Solis was at the office urging McCarthy to resign for voting against certifying the Electoral College votes for President-elect Joe Biden. She's due in court tomorrow. We reached out to McCarthy's office for comment on this incident as well, but so far we have not heard a response back. And yesterday marked 3 weeks since 2 young boys were reported missing in California City. 3-year-old Orson and 4-year-old Oren West were reported missing December 21st. It has now been 22 days and no sign of them. Search parties were out again Saturday looking for them. The adoptive family of Oren and Orson are offering a $30,000 reward in hopes of leading to information on the missing boys. Now over $80,000 are being offered. Anyone with information can call the California City Police Department at 760-373-8606 or the Secret Witness Hotline at 322-4040. Well, the strain of our local healthcare system is worsening as more people end up in the hospital infected with coronavirus. Now, 464 people are in the hospital, 110 are in the ICU. There are now just 11 ICU beds left in the whole county, according to the state. Meantime, Kern Public Health reported 946 new cases and 2 new deaths today. Over 80,000 people have caught the virus since the beginning of the pandemic. That's about 1 out of every 11 people in the county. Over 44,000 people, more than half, have an active case of the virus and are currently recovering at home. 544 people have died since the pandemic began. Experts correctly predicted that holiday travel and gatherings would lead to a surge. And in a grim update on the fight against the virus, more children are being hospitalized for COVID-19. Researchers looked at data from 22 states and found over 5,300 children were hospitalized due to the coronavirus between the spring and late fall. In mid-May, the average hospitalization rate was 2 per 100,000 children, but that increased to 17.2 by mid-November. The scientists say as discussions around in-person learning continue, the hospitalization growth may offer reasons for concern. And on the vaccine front, the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim is set to become a vaccine distribution point. Orange County officials announced that Disneyland stepped up to be the county's first super point of distribution site, or superpod site. Orange County is looking to set up 5 superpod sites across the area. These sites are expected to be able to vaccinate thousands per day. The Disneyland Superpod will be operational later this week. The site will follow California's guidelines and only offer shots to people who qualify under the phased approach. Right now, healthcare workers, long-term care workers, first responders are among the first phase of vaccine distribution. The county is also including residents who are 75 years of age or older. And here at home, Public Health continues to urge the community to get tested even if you don't have any symptoms. And there are also 11 more free coronavirus testing sites across the county, including the Kern County Fairgrounds, Sagebrush Medical Plaza, and Clinica Sierra Vista in Bakersfield, Arvin, and Lamont. All testing sites are available for walk-up or drive-through. And you can find these testing sites plus a full list of all local testing sites on Kern Public Health's website. There's an interactive map in both English and Spanish, plus information on hours of operation, addresses, and other important information. And the Latino COVID-19 Task Force also has a mental health and wellness hotline that you can call if you have concerns about the virus. Just call 525-5900 to talk with an expert about a variety of topics such as virtual education classrooms, employment concerns, and general worry about you or your family's safety. The hotline is confidential and is available in both English and Spanish. It's open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But if you call on a weekend, you can leave a message and the task force says someone will call you back. And it's no secret Kern County is experiencing its worst days of the pandemic so far. At the same time, there's hope as vaccines quickly become available for our most vulnerable. That's why tomorrow night during 17 News at 5, we're holding a coronavirus town hall. 17's Alex Fisher and Maddie Jansen will moderate. They'll speak with the county's top doctors and health officials about the state of our local healthcare system. But we will also talk about the information you need to know about receiving a vaccine in Kern. It's all happening tomorrow night during 17 News at 5. Well, another person in Kern County has been infected with West Nile virus. Public health officials announced they diagnosed the 7th case of the virus. There are over 197 human cases across California and 24 counties. It spreads mainly through mosquito bites. Experts say you should wear sleeves, pants, and repellent to avoid being bitten. And Houchin Community Blood Bank continues to ask for more donations of blood and plasma as the pandemic puts a drain on the supply. Houchin says it's most in need of blood types O and A. They're also asking for more donations of COVID-19 convalescent plasma, with their inventory decreasing by 74% since December 1st. Houchin says as COVID-19 cases rise, their supply is dwindling. To see if you qualify to donate and to schedule, head to hcbb.com/COVID. We're going to see some warmer weather. Let's send it back over to Kevin.
Nicole's beautiful morning out there. It was a beautiful day yesterday, and in terms of temperatures as well, we hit a high of 61 degrees. This time of year, we should be seeing temperatures in the mid-50s. Today, we're going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday. Our record 73, set back in 1914. Tonight, 5:04 will be the sunset. Today, temperatures upper 50s in Sacramento, lower 70s in Los Angeles, San Diego, 59 out of Vegas. And we could use rain. We have nothing in the gauge, and typically this time of year, we should be just under a half an inch, so we have a pretty good deficit in place, and it's all because of kind of this typical wintertime La Nina pattern. High pressure dominates, pushing all the rain to the north, staying dry more to the south, and I don't see this changing anytime soon. Today we'll look for 65 in Bakersfield, 64 in Delano, 66 in Buttonwillow, a mix of sun and clouds. For the mountains, a mix of sun, clouds for you as well. 59 in Fraser Park, 57 in Tehachapi, 60s for the Kern River Valley, Lake Isabella at 64, and then out in the desert, mostly sunny, 59 in Mojave. Your extended forecast, mostly sunny Wednesday through next Monday. Temperatures are going to be on the increase, upper 60s for your Friday, and a beautiful weekend ahead. For the mountains, we'll look for mostly sunny skies Wednesday through Monday. We're back in the 60s Thursday, 67 on Friday, lower 60s heading into the weekend. And then for the Kern River Valley, mostly sunny Wednesday through Monday. We'll be in the 70s Thursday through Monday. You peak on Friday with a high of 75. So overall, a very nice forecast. We'll send it back to you.
In your 17 Business Watch, this year's Whiskey Flat Days has been canceled amid COVID-19. The Kernville Chamber of Commerce announced today that it has canceled the annual event, which was scheduled to take place February 12th through the 15th due to being unable to obtain county permits. Whiskey Flat Days Mayor Skyrocket Jammy said there will be more information to how residents can still raise money to help the community. The annual 4-day event held in downtown Kernville transports attendees back to the days of the Wild West with activities such as a rodeo, parade, encampment, and more. And another Raising Cane's has opened their doors in West Bakersfield. The new location is on Stockdale Highway near the park at the Riverwalk. It'll be open from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Monday through Thursday and 9 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. Friday and Saturday. The regional manager of Raising Cane's says this is the only city in California with 4 locations.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to KGET.com.